Hello, parents. My name is Shannon Etnier, and I am your son or daughter's chemistry teacher for this school year. What I'd like to do is spend a little bit of time talking about how to navigate my teacher webpage because it's a great tool for both you and your student to use this year. This is also an example of a type of homework assignment that your students will go through this school year, which is a video note assignment. When your students get a video note assignment, they typically will have a note sheet and a Google form to fill out, but trust me, you guys don't have to do that. You just gotta sit back, relax, and learn how to use all the great stuff I have on my teacher webpage. So, the whole process starts by getting to the Vernon Hills website. And once you get here, you can toggle over academics, go down to the departments area, and find your way to science. Once you click on that link, the science department page will come up, and you can click on the word faculty. This will take you to a list of all the teachers we have in the department, plus an amazing picture of all of us. And you can find the website or email for any science teacher on this page. So since we're in chemistry class, we want to go ahead and click on my website. Once you get to the website, you'll see my home page, which has some great information for you and your student to use. On the left, you'll see my contact info. So if you need to email me about maybe your student missing class, you have a question, you have a concern, you can access my email this way, or you can leave me a voicemail at my extension. All I ask is that you allow at least 24 hours to get back to you because sometimes I do like to check in with your student before responding to you directly. So if you've emailed or called after I've already had your student, I may not get back to you until the next school day, but I always will do my best to get back within one day. In the middle of my page, you can see my teaching schedule, so it'll give you an idea of when I am free if you do need to touch base with me during the day and it's an emergency. It also gives you an idea of when I'm available for extra help, and this is the most important part probably for you and your student, is when am I available. This year, I have first and eighth hour that I can go ahead and make appointments for your student for extra help. All I ask is they shoot me an email or ask me in class if I'm available either first period or eighth period that day. If I am, I'll tell them where to meet me. If I'm not, I'll suggest a different day or time that we can meet to go ahead and get their questions answered because sometimes I do have meetings during those days. My Cougar table also is a duty that starts up in a couple of weeks, so depending on the number of students that I have in Cougar table, I may be able to meet with your students some days, but not other days if we have a large number of students in that study hall. But more importantly, I'm available every single day except Wednesdays before school at 7:20 a.m. No appointment needed. I just chill in my room and wait for students to come in with questions. It can be as simple as one homework question or as complex as I was going through the notes, I'm really confused on all the things we did yesterday. Here are my questions. Let's get us back on track. So I just ask that your student comes prepared with questions if they are going to stop by so we can best utilize the time before school. But every day except Wednesday, no matter what, 7:20, I'm sitting in my room. And then it has just a little bit of information about me, all the stuff I've taught at Vernon Hills. I was at Lakes 1 year before I came to Vernon Hills, and where I got my education. And I'll go through a little bit more of that in detail during the open house. So let's get to the meat and the potatoes. What's the good stuff on the chemistry website? So if you click on the chemistry link, it takes you to kind of the chemistry homepage. And this is more for your student than you, I would say. It has their syllabus, it has some lab safety stuff, it also has a textbook website animations for them to utilize. But for you, I do have a YouTube channel that has all my video notes. So if you wanted to check out what we were doing in chemistry, you could go ahead and hop onto the YouTube channel and maybe get yourself a quick lesson in during lunch if you feel the need. But more importantly, I do have a Twitter feed, and you do not need to be a Twitter member in order to access this website. All you have to do is just click on that link and it takes you to this webpage, so you do not actually need to be a Twitter user. I use this website to tweet out homework, so sometimes if it's just an assignment I want to remind them of, I'll just make a quick tweet. Other times, if it's something that has an internet component about it, I will tweet the link to the internet piece as well, and your students can access their homework through that link on Twitter. And that's just one of the ways your students can access their homework in chemistry. Outside of this main page, there's two main pages that you probably want to familiarize yourselves with. The first one is the class calendar. It's a Google Calendar, so if you have a Google Calendar, you can click this little add button and it would then sync with your calendar that you already have, so you could stay on top of what the homework assignments were if you really wanted to be apprised of what was going on in chemistry. If you just simply wanted to know, hey, my student's missing Thursday, I wonder what they're going to miss in chemistry, you can click on the day and it will tell you what the objective is for that class. So we're going to determine the trend for metal activity shown on the periodic table. And then the homework for that night is to continue their chapter textbook homework, which I'll talk about in just a second. If it was a homework assignment that had a link associated with it, you would see the link kind of in the body. But if you click on more details, the link becomes active. So what you could then do is click on that link and it would take you to whatever that homework assignment was for that day. This is one of those video note things I was talking about in the beginning of the video. What your students would do is they would watch this video here and fill out their note packet as the video progresses, so they can go at their own pace. They can pause, rewind, click ahead if they're understanding something, go backwards if they're confused. And then once they're done, I ask them to fill out this Google form. And this is how I check in that they've completed the video notes as their homework. This is not a point grade, but it's a completion grade, and it's something they do have to complete if they would like to retake an exam for that unit, because part of my retake policy is the homework must be completed. And I will go over my retake policy in detail at open house. If you're unable to attend open house and you have questions about my retake policy, please feel free to email me and I can get you information on that. And so that was from the link just on this little Google Calendar more information area. Another thing aside from the class calendar that's really useful to you all as parents is the lecture notes and document page. I'll be updating this webpage as we go through the year with more and more documents for your students to utilize. So we're currently in Unit 2. So if you click on that link, you'll see there's a bunch of great stuff on here. At the top of every page, you'll always have the unit calendar. And then after that, you'll have various worksheets, notes, homework assignments, all that good stuff. So if your student loses a lab worksheet, they could go ahead and print it out from this website, or if they damage it or something, they could print out a new one. If they screwed up on their note packet and they wanted a clean page, they could come to the note packet and worksheet area to go ahead and print out a new note sheet. If they were absent one day and they knew we had a homework assignment, they could come here and see if it was posted. I also do post my PowerPoints, so if they miss something during lecture, if they just want to review something before the test, they can get their PowerPoints here. And then the video notes and Google Forms I post here as well, because this is a great review tool for your student before the exam. If we're having the exam at the end of the month and they want to review how to do atomic symbols because they forgot, they can simply hit view and it'll bring that video and that note packet up again. They can just hit play, make it large, and this is what your student would see.
We have an idea of what makes up an atom,
which is essentially what you all are viewing right now. One important tool for you as a parent is this Unit 2 calendar. If you click download, it'll go ahead and open it up as a Word document at your place of work or your home, wherever it is that you're viewing the website. And the power of technology, it moves so quickly. Here we go. I provide this in hard copy to your students at the beginning of every unit, and what it does is it gives you a more detailed view of what we're doing each day in class, as opposed to the Google Calendar, which just tells you the objective for the day and what the homework assignment is. So if you wanted to figure out what we're doing in chemistry each day, you could go to my website, get this calendar, and you would see the unit outline that your students will be following. Anything that's underlined is going to be a homework assignment, and anything that's bold is going to be a long-term project that's due. So you can have kind of an idea of what type of homework assignments your students are going to have each day and when major due dates are. I also give them this so they can kind of self-monitor with their other classes in terms of studying. So the Unit 2 exam is going to be September 24th this year. And the other thing that I do is I do review textbook homework. So all these homework assignments are due the day before the exam. So this is kind of my forced review for your students, that at least I know they've looked at these textbook problems and have started studying a little bit before the night before the exam. And this is probably a great resource for you as a parent to check in and see kind of where we're at and what the homework's going to be if you ever had questions or concerns. And I'll be updating my website as we kind of go through the rest of the year, adding new things, adding animations, all that type of stuff. So if you wanted to check in and see what was going on in chemistry, you can just get yourself to my website. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me tomorrow night at open house, or shoot me an email or voicemail with any questions you may have. I hope you found this video very helpful, and I look forward to meeting all of you tomorrow night. Have a great night.